Now in today's video, I want to tell you about a couple of my most interesting experiences so far with that finger in my Japanese classrooms. It's intriguing and fascinating to watch babies and little kids rediscover the world, discovering what seemed so fascinating and so new to me back 50, 60 years ago. Let's see what happens if you take the scissors and stick it in the electric socket. Oh, you get electrocuted. Ouch. Yeah, new discovery. I guess actually, to tell you the truth, when I was coming up with the idea for this video, I was wondering, could it be that it was my generation that created the nasty use of the special finger? But alas, my friend Mr. Google informed me that, interestingly and sadly, that finger and its nasty connotations go back over 2,500 years. Now just imagine, 2,500 years ago, what did those people dress like? Were they wearing robes and stuff and sandals and stuff? I'm just imagining the Bible, I guess. You know, and they're like, baby, 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 oh, I don't know. Anyway, I don't really want to get too deeply into imagining what it was like. I don't know what the kids today are thinking, but they're probably thinking something like what I thought back in the day, that, you know, like old people, they don't know anything about this stuff. But I can tell you that I've been around for a few years, and I've also been a teacher in schools for some 16 years, and I've seen all varieties of the appearance of that finger in my classrooms and on the playground and beyond. I was a little surprised, I must admit, to find out how prevalently that finger shows up in the Japanese classroom as well, sadly. So, without further ado, let me get rolling with telling you about two of my most interesting experiences so far with that finger in the Japanese classroom. First of all, let me give you a little more information about the special finger in Japan. Apparently in Japanese it goes hand in hand with the word shine. This is, I've heard, a strong, like sort of abusive word meaning die. Kids actually use it a lot, especially the finger version. I have seen that special finger version here in Japan more than I ever remember seeing the special finger in my own first homeland. Though, as for the word that goes along with the special finger in America, I have heard it a lot, unfortunately. And kids here, I think the youngest kid I've seen use it was, if I recall correctly, a first grader? I don't think I've seen any younger than that use it, but it doesn't mean that they're not using it. They got big brothers and sisters. And they do often try to use it, supposedly, surreptitiously, secretly. Even just yesterday, as a matter of fact. Directed at me even this time. Yeah. And I also hear the Japanese word and the English phrase even that accompany that finger here in Japan fairly often. One day in one of the 5th grade English classes at the elementary school, we're learning colors and shapes. So the activity is to draw a design on a t-shirt. Well, I mean, actually the t-shirt is on a piece of paper, and so they're drawing their designs for their t-shirt, and it involves shapes and colors, and the teacher has given them instructions that they can use whatever things that they know the English for. So, for example, one of the boys who likes foxes, I realized later that his face kind of does actually look like a fox. Yeah, this kid, he came up with a design that looked something like this. An orange fox, 2 blue circles, a red heart, and a green star. Yeah, that was kind of nice. I like that one. Well, and there was another kid. Now, this kid was doing a really great job of annoying me to no end with his comments. And his seat happened to be right in front of where they have me standing in the classroom. Now, I just want to clarify, just so you know, that it's not just me. I've actually seen the boy that is stuck, even yesterday, the boy that is now stuck next to that kid, crying a couple of times because of that kid, the things that kid says. Now, I never did cry, by the way, but yeah, super annoying. And that day when we were doing the t-shirts, I had decided in my head that the kid probably just needs a little attention or maybe a lot of attention or something. And that's why he acts like that. I was just beginning to wonder, maybe this kid is actually special needs. And so I had just decided that I really wanted to find positive things about him and about his work and stuff. So I come up to his desk and there's like a very nicely drawn finger on his shirt. And I'm like, oh, it's a finger. Cool. And I see the little smirk on his face. I realized that the little words written on the page, wrong side, written next to the finger, this is my rendition of it, right? I realized that the little phrase written next to the finger is actually that kind of nasty phrase in English. If I were to pronounce what was written there in English, it would be that nasty phrase that goes along with the special finger in English. And just in case you're still not getting it, let me give you another hint. It rhymes with duck queue, if you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. This was just a little over the top. I had to report his artwork to the teacher. And to make a long story short, the kid had a bit of a chat with the principal and ended up getting his seat moved to the total opposite side of the classroom from me. That was kind of a relief, but not for that kid that now sits next to him, of course. But the principal even came and apologized to me. But yeah, kids are kids. And so I did actually ask the principal if that kid was a special needs kid because I was wondering. The principal kind of just reluctantly said yes. That special finger t-shirt was just a little over the top. I'm not really totally convinced that the kid was directing it specifically at me, but yeah, special needs or not, he needed a little busting by the principal, I thought. And then there's my other favorite incident. This was not a special needs kid, sort of like no excuse, but rather a kid that presents himself actually as a pretty nice kid. Yeah, oh well, kids are kids. Now, I actually made a video reenactment of what it looked like because I wanted to show one of my friends. So let me just show you the video reenactment. Here you go. So the weather today is sunny and it's going to be hot. Stop making so much noise. Okay, and so then in Kyushu, it's rainy, so it's going to be a little cool. Yeah, kids are kids. And let's face it, frankly, adults are adults. Barely grown-up kids. What are we gonna do with ourselves?